Okay, this is remote control Go-Kart. It's based off of 2 Arduinos for the microcontroller and this little transmitter receiver package from hobbykings.com. About $20 a receiver and transmitter. And now I just finished it and I'm having some fun in the snow. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick mechanical overview of the remote control Go-Kart. You can see back here I have a 12-volt car battery, and that's my power source. That goes into the control box, and inside here there are 2 Arduinos. That's what I'm using for the microcontrollers, and also several relays inside there and the wiring that goes with it. You can see I'm using these 1/4-inch banana plugs, and that just makes it so I can quickly connect or disconnect the whole system and drive the go-kart manually if I want to. And moving on to the brakes. This is how I'm controlling the brakes. It's a 35-pound linear actuator from Fratelli Automations. This actuator is around $100. It's got a built-in potentiometer, and that's the position sensor so that the brakes know when to stop applying and when to release. And the other wire harness is for the motor itself. You can see I have a bracket welded up to support the back end of it. And the front end is bolted to the brake pedal. So when the actuator extends, it applies the brakes, and when it retracts, it releases the brakes. Moving on to the steering. This is just a universal wiper motor. I got this one from eBay for about $45. It's made by Wexco Industries. And the shaft that's usually connected to the wiper linkage right now is connected to a bar that's bolted to both ends of the steering wheel. And that's how it's able to turn the wheel. And on the back side here, underneath this plate, there's a set of contactor rings. And that's so the wipers know where the park position is. Well, I don't need that feature, so I clip those wires and epoxy the potentiometer knob to that back plate. And then that's how the potentiometer is mounted in there. And that's just my steering position sensor. So the go-kart knows to go back to center when I release the steering. And all the wiring for that. And then for the throttle, I just have this servo motor. It's 16 kilogram per centimeter. I don't really need that much torque to open a throttle body, but I figured I'd get a nice one. It's full of metal gears, and that was fairly cheap. And there's a linkage rod going to the throttle body up there. So you can see as it opens, the throttle plate opens, and as it closes the throttle. And going back to the control box, to set the idle, since it's controlled by the servo, I just have this potentiometer knob, and that's programmed into the Arduino to raise or lower the idle accordingly. And that's it for the mechanical part. I may go into another video with the electronics part. That's a little more in depth, but we'll see how it goes.